Hello and welcome to another episode, and welcome to the amazing Artisan EVC. You won't be mistaken if this doesn't look slightly familiar to a model we tested last year. Same colour, but that was the EV2000R with a slightly different battery pack, smaller motor and slightly less range. So this is the upgraded version, and I can tell you after driving it for, I'll tell you in a minute because it cycles through, exactly 30 kilometers. It's very, very nice, very enjoyable. Like all new bikes, it comes with modifications and slightly better things, and this is no exception. The first thing is the ride. The suspension's been upgraded. I've noticed that there's twin shockers now on the rear suspension, so it used to have a single swinging arm. The brakes are better and the power supply is better. So all in all, it's looking good for this bike. If I come down to the rear here, you can see again we've got the hub motor, which is the most efficient way. No chain, no belt, all energy straight into the hub. This, however, will tell you different, and it will tell you that there's a belt there, but that is just a little bit of trim. So the most efficient way of getting around. Also, the suspension's adjustable, so that's an addition as well. Nice touch. Certainly feels better on the road. And if we come round to the other side, you can see we've got a twin pot rear caliper and a single disc brake. Again, adjustable this side as well. And if you come round to the front, again, single disc and twin pot caliper at the front. The front brake on this is fantastic, as is the rear. Another nice addition, which I feel was missing from the previous model, is this little cubby hole down here, which, depending on the size of your mobile phone, will fit in there nice and snugly. Also not featured in the previous model is this nice LCD display here. This will cycle through the voltage for the battery, and it will also cycle through the mileage, and it will give you a nice battery display down at the bottom. And if we come around to the rear, you can see that we've got an LED tail light, LED brake light, which is really bright at night, LED indicators, I'll just do them, and LED hazard lights. Didn't have them on the previous model. If we come round to the front, I'm not sure if you can see that, I certainly can't, but that's your passing for your high beam, full LED dipped and high beam, hazards on there, and then LED indicators as well. Obviously they look better in the dark. I'm going to tell you about range. I've done 30 kilometers and the battery state of charge hasn't moved, so draw from that your own conclusions, but it is not a small battery. Another nice touch, turn the key, you can lift this out. Just make sure it's switched off. There's a little master switch here. Out with the charger. And if you live in a flat, out with this. Now then, I took the liberty of weighing this when I got home. It was 3 stone, so it's not light. However, I could lug this up a flight of stairs, no problems. And lifting it back in, well, that's no real hardship either. Easy as that. Turn the master switch on, seat down, you're ready to go. So if you're thinking about range, you can have a spare should you need it. I don't think you will. I think this is going to give ample range for most commuters, and if you do live in a flat, you've got no issues here at all. Another nice feature, we've done this before. I'm going to show you the key. The key does look very much like a Porsche. There's a little button there. It's on. How good is that? That means when you're riding, you don't have to have your keys jangling around there. You do, however, have to take the steering lock off, as you're not going very far. And then to switch it off again, quick press there, and we're away. Now, charging is relatively easy. Again, like the previous model, you get this contraption here, which is your off-board charger, which can again become your on-board charger. And then at the back here, you get a little socket straight in there, and plug it in. With the battery fitted, there's just enough room for a charger, a hat and a pair of gloves. Unfortunately, you'll need to take your helmet with you. Another convenient feature often not fitted to other bikes is a side stand and centre stand for added convenience. And the EVC also has rear foot pegs, so good for a pillion, unlike its predecessor. And for peace of mind, the battery pack contains LG cells, so longevity and reliability shouldn't be an issue here. The EVC, like its predecessor, the EV2000R, is a great looking bike, and from any angle it seems pleasing on the eye. A few subtle modifications definitely give this the edge. But the big question here is, how does it ride and how does it perform? I clocked up nearly 200 miles over the week and charged 5 times, which is the first of many major bonuses to the EVC. 100 miles of range costs less than the price of a Mars bar in electricity. There's no issues trying to get it started on cold mornings, of which there were many, and definitely no noise when I left for work at 5 AM. When I was riding around town, a quick flick of this low-high switch would restrict me to 30 miles an hour or give me 100% power if needed. Nice touch to avoid speeding fines. I did manage a 10-mile ride with a pillion and found the power still ample enough to carry us both. I did however see a loss in range of about 5 miles over riding solo. In terms of performance, the 0 to 50 miles an hour, the EVC's restricted top speed, comes up pretty quickly, around 12 seconds when riding solo. All pretty respectable in my opinion and easily enough to keep up with the traffic flow in a safe manner. Range, specified as 46 miles per charge, seemed about right, but I found 40 kept it within a safe zone with a little left over, just in case. However, you're never far away from a 3-pin plug and, if needed, a spare battery is available to double your range. The biggest noticeable difference for me, however, is the suspension and ride quality. The twin shock and double swinging arm has definitely improved the handling, reaction time and all-over stability, and means putting a decent lean on in a corner can be done with confidence and you don't feel like you're riding a space hopper on our normally poor roads. The EVC definitely makes a great and, in my opinion, better alternative to an equivalent petrol bike, and as a commuter solution it's absolutely perfect. And please remember, if you are interested in owning or testing the EVC, they'll soon be available at Artisan Electric Motorcycles, which can be found here.